What is going on, Boop Bop? I'm excited for today because today we are doing the Ask Bri series. Okay. Basically, what we do is anyone that sends me any type of question, whether it be via email or in person, or if it's a question that pops up on one of my videos, what I'll do is I'll write them down, put them in here. As y'all can see, they're like closed. Okay, we leave it nice and closed. Okay. I put them in there and I either go live and talk about them, or I literally record about them off the top of the dome, whatever the question may be. I just go into it. So we're going to go ahead and answer one of these questions to see what's up, right? I think that a lot of times we think we're the only ones going through things, but one thing that I've learned throughout my coaching journey, as I have coached many people, is I will have people that have the exact same situation, whether it's as each other or with me or whatever the case may be. We are not alone in anything we're going through, no matter how alone it feels. And I believe that anyone out there that has a question, there is someone else that is asking that same question and that wants an answer too. So I'm excited because I'm going to be looking through the questions and answering them, and hopefully it ends up helping you. So let's dive into this. Let's see what's going on. I'm a pick one and see what's happening. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. We are starting off with, how is makeup or accessories disconnecting us from ourselves every day? Is it straying us away from our true, authentic selves? Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. That is such a deep question. Here's the thing about makeup. One, makeup and accessories. I've always loved accessories. I've always loved experimenting with makeup. When I was younger, I was very much that kind of person that I did like all the colors. I had like blue lipstick, black lipstick. I did different stuff with the eyeshadow. I was never as amazing as the women today that like contour and like look so professional and like they do their makeup so well. But I did have fun with makeup. I did the different color eyeliners and, I did the different kinds of wings. I was somebody who enjoyed makeup a lot. But one thing that I started to realize is as I started kind of getting to know myself, loving myself more, it's not that makeup and accessories became like this issue. It's more so that makeup and accessories, I started to realize I was doing it because I liked it, but I was also dependent on it. And when I started realizing that it was something that I was doing as like, I need to do it, that's when I felt the need to like back off of it. In other words, when I was younger, I remember like having small earrings, like studs. I had small studs on or whatever the case is. And I remember my mother was like, "You look like a boy." And I was like, "Oh." And so, she taught me to wear big earrings. And so ever since then, it didn't matter what I had going on. It didn't matter what I was doing. I always felt like I was ugly in small earrings, and only big earrings make me look like a girl. So even if I'm in like jeans and a t-shirt, I still needed to wear big hoops, or I needed to wear earrings that could show like, hey, by the way, I'm a girl. And so although I started to become this person that would collect accessories, I'd collect earrings and necklaces, I'd have every color in the world. You couldn't tell me nothing. I realized that I would avoid studs. Like I wouldn't actually buy small earrings. I hated them. I started to grow this like, oh no, I don't like that. Like I like it big. I love me some big earrings. Right? And so, through my healing journey, through the time of like getting to know myself more, I started realizing I'm like, okay, my reasoning for disliking studs and disliking small earrings is because of what happened to me back then. When I was told I looked like a boy, it made me decide that I don't ever want to wear studs, and it made me scared to not go without earrings, right? To go without earrings. And that was when I started to understand that I am disconnected from my authentic self. I am disconnected from me because I didn't believe that I was pretty without earrings. And that's how I felt about makeup too. I wasn't pretty enough without at least doing my lashes, right? Like I needed to have lashes on in order for me to look good. And like not the faux lashes, but like mascara, right? Even if I don't have any makeup on, I don't have to do foundation. I wasn't huge on foundation. There was a point in time where I started to become huge on foundation, right? But I wasn't huge on foundation. I was just kind of somebody that just like, you know, I'm not going out unless my lashes are popping, right? And that's because although I started to do makeup out of fun and I started to do makeup as something that was expressive and like cool and things of that sort, it also became something I became dependent on. So it's not that I think that makeup and accessories is this horrible thing. I could never think that. I still wear accessories, I still wear makeup. Not as much, but I will. It's one of those things where it disconnects you from yourself in a way where once you become dependent on it, like once you believe that you only look good when you have makeup on, or maybe not only, but when you get into this place of feeling like you have to do makeup to go to work, you have to do makeup to be seen, even if it's the smallest amount of makeup, you're just like, I have to have my lip gloss. Like that is just one of the things that I have to have. You are a little disconnected from yourself because when we get to a place of not being able to fully believe that we are beautiful without any touch up, like I don't have to touch myself and I'm gorgeous. I don't have to put anything on for me to be gorgeous. Like we can run out of the house, not have earrings on and still feel okay. And I know there are some people that absolutely do that. They have no issue, but it was something that was became difficult for me to do, or like I was uncomfortable, like I didn't like what I looked like, or I would be shocked if a man came to talk to me and ask for my number on days where like the hair is tied, I ain't got no makeup on, I'm chilling in sweatpants, right? Like I'm like, you want my number? And at first I couldn't really fully understand why a man would want my number at that time, but then it started to hit me too, like, let's just be real, ladies, right? And gentlemen, because I know we all wear makeup, we all wear accessories. I feel like there's this thing where the makeup, you look beautiful. You look gorgeous. I'll never, ever, ever take that away. I have seen makeup done that literally shocks me. It is so cool to see what makeup can do, how it has helped so many people. I know people who have stories about, being burned and going through some stuff, and makeup really helps them feel beautiful again. And I love those stories. I also am in a place where I'm just like, imagine loving who you are without it. Like you don't need it to feel beautiful at all. I think that is something that's so incredibly important. And so when it comes to who you are authentically, if I were to say, show me who you are vulnerably and authentically, there would be no makeup on, there would be no accessories on. Technically, there'd be no clothes on either. It would just be you naked, just 100% showing me all of you. I would see your body, I would see your scars, I would see everything. And so when we hide certain parts of us, or whatever the case is, the way I see makeup is kind of like I see clothes, right? You put on certain clothes because that's just how we go out. That's how we show up, or whatever the case is. We don't walk around naked all the time. That's not a norm. That's not, okay. So I don't think makeup is a problem, but me being shocked about someone being interested in me when I'm like makeup free, I'm just like, this is my beauty, right? This is what someone, my husband, will wake up to every day. No makeup. Sometimes that looks fantastic. Sometimes it looks a little raggedy, depending on how the sleep was. You know what I'm talking about. But me not having makeup on every day, that is what my husband, my man, my person would wake up to. So when I show up as that, I do believe that this is me saying, here I am authentically. Here I am 100% me, right? Take it or leave it. And I think there's power in that. Do I think it disconnects you from your authentic self? It can. I've had makeup on, I've had accessories on, I've looked a certain way. I do realize, like, this is opinion. When I literally look cute, my personality is cute too. It's a little more bougie. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that. I started realizing I'm like, there would be a discomfort, right? I couldn't scratch my face the way I wanted to. I couldn't wipe my mouth the way I wanted to, right? If I went out to eat, I got makeup on. I got to be very careful about my you know, my look, I gotta be, you know, I'm checking the mirror consistently to make sure I'm put together. There was a point in time where I was wearing wigs, and so I gotta make sure the laces are showing, right? That, you know, I still feel like me, but I'm not operating as authentic as I want to. I want to just wipe my face and not worry. I want to, you know, drink and not feel like, oh my God, my lipstick, let me make sure, right? I don't want to be so worried about my looks. That's me authentically. And I think that sometimes what happens is we are so caught up in what we're supposed to look like and how we're supposed to show up that we end up losing a little bit of ourselves. We don't operate as authentically as we could. And it's not everybody, right? It's not everybody. And again, this is personal opinion from my own personal experience, but I've seen women who really just feel the most beautiful when they got their makeup on, and they do it because and they look fantastic. And I also feel like I just want that same kind of energy when they have no makeup on, right? I want that same type of vibe when they have no makeup on. Like, one thing that I, you know, started recommending to my own clients is like, do the makeup thing 5 days a week and just choose that one day where you're not going to do makeup, where you're going to be seen by people, but you're just not going to do makeup, where you're going to go out and you're just not going to do makeup, right? Or you're going to keep it the most simple you've ever kept it. A little bit of lip gloss, right? Just to not have chapped lips. You know what I mean? Like, do that thing where you decide to be 100% natural, and not for anybody else, but for you, so that you remember just how gorgeous you are, just how beautiful you are outside of putting on the makeup, outside of putting on the accessories. Go out and just don't do much, right? Decide to be as simple as possible and remind yourself how gorgeous you are. Take a look in that mirror before you do makeup, before, you know, there's the before, excuse me, and the after. Before you do any of that, look at you before, without the makeup on, completely washed face, whatever the case may be. And like, give yourself the affirmations consistently about how gorgeous you are, even without the makeup. Remind yourself that you're beautiful. Because I think that makeup doesn't have to separate us from us. Makeup is fun, just like clothes is fun. Fashion is fun, right? Never ever going to take that away. It's just we get dependent on these things. We get dependent on how we look, right? Based off of what we put on our faces, what we put on as jewelry, what we put on our bodies. And we need to remember that without any of that, we're gorgeous people, beautiful people, that us in our authentic skin without putting anything on is beautiful. So I believe that you should, everyone, every time you shower, come out the shower, no clothes, no anything. Give love to your body, give love to your face, give love to your hair authentically. Like, everything, give love to who you are naturally. Show yourself how beautiful you are. Love yourself fully. See the beauty in you, and then go ahead and dress up, right? Because you just need to remember how gorgeous you are. And I have my days when I don't wear makeup anymore, and I'll have my days like the most I'll do is lip gloss and my lashes. Um I believe, yeah, that's basically it. So I don't really wear makeup anymore, and I'll have my days where I'm just like, "Oh my goodness, I look a mess. I look like a train wreck." And I started to train myself to like love my train wreck days too, and be okay with my hair not being perfect, being okay with the fact, you know, on those days, whenever I feel like a train wreck, that's when I really don't wear makeup. Like, I can't do my lashes, nothing, because I'm like, okay, if I am dependent on makeup to feel better about myself, I don't actually feel better about myself. I feel good about the makeup. And that's where the disconnect from ourselves become. So, does it stop you from being your authentic self? I think a little bit. I think anything that you're doing can stop you from being your true authentic self. However, it can also enhance your authentic self because it is expression. I just believe that you, without it, you need to know who that is. You need to love who that is. I think that makeup and accessories can like pull you away from that self-love that you deserve, right? It can enhance insecurities. I do believe that it can do that. It did it for me. It does it for a lot of people that I've known, friends, clients, family. I've seen it happen where they can't, you know, live without makeup, live without having certain accessories. And that's where you have to retrain yourself to love you. You have to retrain yourself to see the beauty in who you are as yourself. That part I think is so incredibly important. But as for, you know, the disconnection, I think if you let it disconnect you, it absolutely will. Just like anything that you ever do. Everything has the ability to disconnect you from who you are, but that's why you have to take the responsibility of remembering who you are and not being dependent on anything, right? For beauty, for joy, for anything. It's like you have to see you. Remind yourself that you're beautiful even without all of this stuff. That would be my answer to that. A little long winded, but I thought that was deep. I think a lot of times, the makeup conversation is consistent. My opinion, I think women, get a little like, I'm not doing makeup for you. And it's true. Just make sure that you're also not doing makeup for the wrong reasons either, right? Make sure that you feel beautiful without it and beautiful enough to be in public without it. Then that's the part, that's the true testament to it. Not like I'm just running to the store real quick, but like I'm actively going out and I'm going to be out all day. And I chose not to wear makeup. I chose to be around people with no makeup and feel beautiful, right? And if you don't necessarily feel beautiful yet, start to train yourself by just doing it. Put yourself in that position of going out and feeling beautiful without the makeup, without crazy accessories, without all that stuff. I love having earrings on. I think earrings are cute, but I went from having to have really big earrings to like small studs. And I love the studs. I'm like, wow, this is a life I never lived before. This is pretty cool. And I am still getting used to no earrings, right? Like I haven't actually mastered that yet. That's something that I'm still working through. I'm just like, why wouldn't I have earrings? And I realized it is a level of expression, but I realized the reason why I love to put in the earrings is because I like it. But I've walked outside with no earrings before. In the past, if I walked outside with no earrings, I'd have to run back home to get earrings. I would be so uncomfortable. Now, when I walk outside and I forget the earrings, I'm like, shit, I don't even have earrings on. And I move on, right? So it doesn't have this effect over me. I'm not uncomfortable in that. I still feel beautiful. I still feel confident in who I am. So I think that's extremely important. I think as long as you're confident in who you are, as long as you can still walk outside with no makeup on, not many accessories, not over, showing that you are great and you are this, that, and a third, not trying to get people to see you a certain kind of way, but you love yourself, like you show up as you fully, no makeup, no nothing. When you can do that and you can be so natural, makeup couldn't, it doesn't have an issue. You can absolutely put it on, you could do you, and you're not disconnected from who you are. You just understand, oh, I'm expressing myself or I'm enhancing my look, and that's great, right? Nothing's wrong with that. It's when you are dependent on it. When you're dependent on it, you are disconnected from yourself. You're disconnected from your true beauty as yourself without any kind of enhancement. And at that point, that's where it becomes an insecurity, or it is an insecurity, or you're putting on makeup to cover insecurities, putting on accessories to cover insecurities, and working through that is going to benefit you greatly because you are beautiful without it and you're beautiful with it. And you should be able to do both, not just one. Okay. So that's my answer. Hopefully that helps. If you have your own questions, if you have some things that you're interested in knowing, go ahead, put it in the comment section, or literally hit me up, right? Email me. I am Briana Pierrette at gmail.com. That will be in the description box as well, right? And you can reach out, and literally all you have to do in order for me to reply to it and actually put it in the box, you have to put Ask Bri in the subject line, okay? So that I know for a fact that that's what you're doing. But yeah, don't definitely ask me your questions because I'd be happy to talk about them. I'm going to do these as much as possible, whether they're live or I'm recording it this way. We gonna get it done, okay? And until next time, you know that I'm sending you so much love. Bye.